Hopping in. Alright, jump in, guys.
Welcome back, all Veedverks fans. We're going for, you guys saw the Trucks Xfinity guys go around the track yesterday. Now it's time for you guys to see the Cup guys go around the track. The Outlaw Cup Series. 19 drivers. First place is Addy driving the 47 with a 30.528. Then there's
Hello, YouTube and Facebook Live. Welcome to
Dan.
the Wholemade Veedverks Cup Outlaw Series race here at the Kansas Speedway. We're going to have a blast tonight at the 1.5 miler here in Kansas. The field is double wide and ready to go to racing. Green flag in the air. Addy leads us to the green. We got a 39 lapper on our hands, boys. Sticky, what are we going to see here tonight? I think we'll take it a step further. I don't know if it's just going to be the last stage, but how about side by side? Look at the 12 car. That's Dakfu up the inside. He's got a lot of help. They're going 3 wide for the race lead. The 24 hits the inside apron. He's going to slide up, and now Dakfu kind of hung out in the middle of the racetrack. Addy has a nice push behind him. Addy and Dan clear of the field first and second. They are literally pushing into turn number 1. Oh, Dan into the wall just a little bit. How about Dakfu looking to the inside? Trying to clear him. He can't get down there. Can't stay down there. Dan will clear on the outside.
I'm seeing this being the same thing as last night. That top line's going to work tremendously.
Yep.
No doubt.
Totally agree. Kansas Speedway notorious for outside lane racing. Probably one of the only tracks on this game where the outside lane is king.
Exactly. And I bet you it's like on a controller, it's pretty hard to keep it up there. But on a wheel, it's not too hard. If they're all driving with wheels, they're doing what their wheels allow them to do. But if any one of them are driving with controllers, I feel the pain that they had to try to keep it up there, if they have any, because it's very hard to keep it up there without hitting the wall.
Yeah, I feel you. It takes a little more skill, and it takes practice. It really does take practice here. But if you're going to be fast on a controller, you have to run up there. It's no doubt. There's just no way.
Exactly.
But look at Dakfu now. He's closing the gap now with some draft. He's going to bring the 4 of Prattman with him. The 24 Miz. How about the 37 of Clutch? The top 6 now nose to tail. Dakfu goes to the inside lane of the track. He's down there. Prattman, Miz, Clutch. They go by on the outside.
And Dan's on the rear end of that 47 car of Addy. Is
Yeah.
that 20 car going to try to make a move anytime?
Well, he's been trying for this whole race so far. He's been right on that bumper of the 47, but it's just really hard to pass here.
And
because
here he goes on the down low.
Oh, and around he
spins.
goes, and into the field. He collects the 4 car.
Wow.
He must have hit the seam. It's very reminiscent of what happened to Corey last night. It looks like we will stay green. Caution on the speedway. I think the other car involved was Prattman, who was in 3rd. So if it wasn't the 4 car, oh wow, he was in 3rd. I'm very shocked that he called it.
Well, where is the 4 right now?
Pit road is open. This caution is on the 20 and the 4 car. The 20 car didn't even call it. It was the 4 car who called it, but I'm shocked with that because he was running in third. He kind of got help from that, and already a blown engine for the 21 of bleed. He was making a return to the series, and he's already blown an engine.
Oh, great. This time it's Ford. Ford's blowing motors now.
Here you go to race off pit road. We have the 47, 12, 24, 19, and 6, your top 5. So the 47 of Addy is our race leader coming off the pit lane. Addy will elect the inside lane. We'll be going green this time. There is no beneficiary for this caution, as this caution was very early in the race. Let's go through our restart order, why don't we? Row 1, we have the 47 of Addy, the 12 of Dagfu. Row 2, Miz and Spoob. Row 3, Corey and Bud. Row 4, we have the 14 and the 37. We're double wide, and back to green flag racing we go here at Kansas. Addy will lead us to turn number 1, painting that white line on the restart as we head into 1. You don't want to be on the outside. You don't want to be on the outside on the restart. And look at Dakfu to the inside. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch.
Wow.
But if Addy can keep it up there and not make a mistake up there, he's going to regain the race lead. He will clear the 12 off of turn 4 and take the race lead back once again. So now in the third position is Dakfu. He has a hounding 19 car on his back bumper. And he has 3 wide behind him with the 42, 14, and 6. The 6 actually now dropping back a little bit more.
And honestly, Addy's got the car right now.
Yeah, it's still very early, but yeah, you're right. Look at the 24 Miz, though. He's closing the gap.
Yep.
He's right on that back bumper. He's going to look at those rookie stripes, eat those rookie stripes up, and he's going to follow the 47. He's going to lose a little bit of touch entering turn 3, and Dakfu will be able to close the gap. The top 3 equidistant from each other as they run nose to tail off of turn 4.
They got a blanket over them right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at Miz. He's really trying to kind of run his race, but maybe try to pressure the 47 into making a mistake.
Honestly, I think that's the only way that 24 is going to get by that 47.
Yeah, or he's going to have to move him or put him in the wall or something, but...
Exactly, one of them. But I highly doubt he'll put him in the wall, so I highly doubt...
Especially this early. I wouldn't doubt him to not put him in the wall, but this early I would. The top 3, they are just able to pull away from the rest of the pack. But how about here in 4th, we have Grizzly. Then the battle for 5th is Spooby and Clutch. Dakfu's running about half a lane lower.
Dan back here making a move on everybody.
You have Dakfu up in 3rd, running half a lane lower through the center of the corner than the 47 and the 24. So, very interesting to see if it's able to help him. How about Miz going to the inside?
My right front is already 49%. This
side by side, Addy's able to clear him on exit.
5.
We have 25 laps to go here in stage number 1. Addy continues to lead over Miz. They've opened up a little bit of a gap to Dakfu. Now Miz, he's trying to get the run on the exit. They're side by side down the back. Oh, a big moment for the 12. Now if Miz can drive it deep into turn 3, he'll have a chance. Here he goes, all the way to the bottom. Can he complete the slide? Jobby slides up. He can't get there. He hits the 47. They're 3 wide. Dakfu goes to the race lead. He's clear of them all.
And here comes the 24 trying to clear the 47. Oh my. 3 wide for first place.
3 wide once again. Now Addy on the outside. Dakfu was able to lead 1 lap, and the lead is right back into the hands of the 47. How about Grizzly up out of nowhere into the 2nd position?
Wow. And here comes Miz gonna try to pass Dak.
Up on the outside, but let's see what Grizzly can do. He's been up here in the top 5, but he hasn't been up to the race lead. Now he's flirting with it now in 2nd.
You got Clutch. Oh, Clutch in the wall.
Now the 37's going to drop a lot of spots. How about Grizzly? A huge run down the back. Side by side into turn 3. He has a huge advantage. Can he get down there? He's sliding. He's not clear. He has to check up. Addy goes back by on the outside. He was almost clear for the race lead. Now Miz looks to go by on the outside for 2nd.
Wow.
Grizzly falls back to 3rd. Now let's see what Dakfu can do. And Spooby's still up here hanging tough in the 5th position, battling with Bud. Again, those two yesterday, they were running up near the front towards the end of the Xfinity race. How about the top 6? Just notice that, oh, there's a car on the apron in the back. That's the one of Dylan. Making a 2nd start here in the Wholemade Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series. Had a moment through the front stretch. Is now trying to get the car back up. Oh! And the 12 has blown a motor. He's brought it to the pit lane.
Wow. That's sad for the 12 car. That 12 car had a potential car.
Yeah, he was very competitive.
He had a car that was very potential, had a lot of good pressure on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had a very good race car, a lot of potential to try to compete for this race win, but I guess today is just not the day. That really hurts. But how about that? All those, after all that, Spooby now up to the 3rd position.
Wow. And that moves Dan up
into 7th. 7th.
7? Yeah, 7. Sorry, yeah.
Yep,
it is 7.
you're good. Oh, Miz is slow. It looks like maybe he's trying to save or something. He lost a lot of time to Addy, and now Spooby up into 2nd place.
Wow.
Oh, the 17 is slow in turn 3.
17?
Yes, sir.
The 17's going into pits.
Yeah, he must have crashed or something on the backstretch. He was very slow in turn 3. And now Spooby under pressure from the 14 of Grizzly. Grizzly's going to push him. The battle for 2nd. So Addy in the 47 continues to lead over about a 10 car length lead over Spooby. Spooby trying to fend off the 14 of Grizzly. Here they go side by side out of 4. Grizzly a huge run to the infield grass. Trying to get to the inside of that 19, but can he keep it down there? Spooby has the outside lane advantage. And that's a rocket ship of a 19 car. able to clear that 14 up around the outside. I mean, that is the preferred lane, but dusted him. The 14 must have a problem. He's falling further back into running order. And how about the 20 of Dan? He was up here. He's making a comeback now with a 13 of Bud into the wall. The 20 of Dan has to take evasive action. Look at him go. He's going to be weaving in and out of traffic here. Inside the 13 and outside the 14.
Wow. And that quick, he's up to 4th place.
The 1 is on pit road.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the 20 of Dan up into the 4th position, but don't look too soon. The 19 of Spooby is closing the gap on race leader Addy.
Ooh. Now that would be a potential battle I'd like to see right there.
Yeah, what a wild battle this would be. Nose to tail, Spooby just preying on that back bumper of that Kroger number 47. Kind of sizing him up.
Don't look at this now, but the 20 is closing the gap on the 37 of Clutch pretty fast, as Clutch is closing in on the 19 of Spook.
Yep, this is
all. We may have a 4-car battle for the lead at the end.
This is all of a product of the draft. It brings everybody together, and if you can keep it towards the front, you have a chance, just like a plate track.
Exactly. But honestly, what I'm seeing right now towards the end of this stage, I'm gonna say we're gonna have a 4-car battle at the end.
Well, I don't know. They saw pit stops, so we'll see how the cars go through pit stops before we can say they'll have a battle at the end. But right. It's very interesting to kind of sit here and watch how Spooby is taking the track compared to Addy. And he's actually kind of losing time now, so I guess this will kind of attest to why he's losing time. But you see Addy running about 6 inches away from that wall. Spooby running closer to that seam, about half a lane lower than Addy is. Oh, there's a slow car on the bottom. That's the 1. It's the 1 of Dylan into pit road again. But like I was saying, in the corners, Spooby is running a lower line than Addy is, and Addy's able to carry more speed running up higher. And now Spooby being caught by the 37 and the 20. Clutch and Dan are here. Oh, and a problem for the leader. Addy hits the outside wall.
Dan goes down low. He's going to go into pits, looks like.
Yeah, Dan's going to pit road. Spooby could be taking a race lead here side by side with the race leader off of turn 4. Spooby around the outside and clear to the race lead.
Wow.
That also opened the door for the 37 of Clutch, but he had nowhere to go unless he wanted to take them 3 wide. And this early in stage 1, you don't want to do that.
My question is to you, thinking, all right, going back, the 19's going into pits, it's going to relinquish the lead to Clutch to 37.
Spooby and Addy, they come to pit.
The engine's about to blow, Emerson.
Now my question is to you, okay?
Yes.
Knowing this track the way it is, top line prevails all the time. Okay. Now, would you think about it if you had this shot and you were in 3rd place and there was 2 cars side by side and you know you had a shot of getting into 1st place, would you take it 3 wide or no?
Well, if it's the last lap, yes, but not in stage 1. Not in stage 1. No, yeah. If it's the last lap, yeah, you do anything for the win. But this is stage 1 and you still have a pit stop. There's no need to be that aggressive on the racetrack at this point of the race.
Right. Understandable. Mm-hmm. That is true.
Clutch continues to lead here at Kansas. Taco and Freak on the pit road. Addy comes out.
And the 37
no Spooby in sight. Wow! He got dusted in the pit lane.
Nah, his pit crew was slow.
Yeah, he got dusted in the pit lane. My goodness. Now the 37 of Clutch. He's running lower on the racetrack. Is he pitting? He stays out. But the 1 of Dylan is The lap car up ahead. How about the 67? I'm sorry, the 62 of Randy closing the gap on the 37 of Clutch. There goes Dylan giving way to the leaders.
Now, what's going through your mind with Clutch running that lower slash middle line?
He's probably saving tires or fuel. He's not looking to go fast on the outside or on the inside. Here comes the 62 of Randall, looking to take over the race lead around the outside. Can he stick it up there? They're both running lower on the track, so maybe their tires are worn out. And the 62, I believe, takes over the race lead.
I think it's still the 37. I think the 62 was a lap down.
No, 62 is the race leader.
Oh.
The 62 didn't blow by him like he was on fresh tires.
Maybe they both have to pit still.
Yeah, they really do. If the 62 just took the lead, he has to pit. And it really bothers me that they're running this low on the track unless there's a reason behind it, because it's just not the faster way around. They have to be saving, because they wouldn't run up. They wouldn't run that low if they were going for lap time. How about the 10 of Taco? Now I know he is 1 lap down and he's coming to get his lap back. I'm sorry, he's 2 down. He's super slow. Now Taco trying to weave his way through leaders who are trying to save their equipment. Two laps to go here in stage number 1. Pit road is closed. Clutch may be able to pull this one off.
Maybe.
It's going to be close, but he's only got a lap and a half to go. And I think everybody who's catching him, their laps down.
Yeah. And it's they're on the
1 lap to go here in stage number 1, and he's opening the gap. So as long as he's got the fuel to live, he's still got half a lap to go. Oh, and around goes the 62. He blew a tire or something.
He's got a big lead.
Yeah. Nobody close enough to do anything about it. Oh! And the 6 wins the stage. On a last corner pass. Not even, they were on the front straightaway.
Wow.
The 6 over the 37. The 37 must have ran out. Wow.
So it was the 6 of Corey, was the 37 of Clutch. Miz, the 24 in 3rd. Devin in 4th. And
who's the 7?
A-Pratt Man in 5th place. Wow.
No. Yeah, I don't know where the 7 was. You don't have a 7 in the field.
Then we got Grizzly in 6th. Bud in 7th. Barnett in 8th. Dan in 9th. Addy in 10th.
So yeah, this one is Corey, Corey, Clutch, Miz, Devin, Prattman, the top 5 who will be receiving stage points. We're going to take this moment to catch our breath. Make sure you go to Veedverks.com, use promo code VCOS for CBD-based products and needs. We're going to line these guys up double wide. The 20 of Dan is your beneficiary for this caution. And we're lined up double wide and ready to go. The 37 of Clutch is going to lead us to green here at Kansas for stage number 2. Corey to his outside. Miz looking to the inside. He couldn't get down there, and now Corey dropping back up high. So we're coming around to 36 laps here in stage number 2. Clutch still holds the lead. The whole pack behind a moto 41 into the wall back there.
Wow.
We have 36 laps to go. And the 1 has blown an engine. The 17 has blown an engine. That's a lot of Ford motors gone in one Chevy.
Who else blew a motor? Oh, the 1 blew one.
That's 3 Fords and a Chevy. This track is rough on engines.
And the 17 blew a motor too.
Yeah, that's 3 Fords. Yep.
Oh dear God.
The 17 is a Ford last time I checked.
It is. So did the 12. The 12 blew a motor as well.
Oh, he blew it early. Up the track goes Clutch. Now Miz praying down his back bumper. Corey there as well. The top 3 under a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Corey taking it up high. Oh, and he's going to allow the 47 of Addy to take advantage of that. He looks down low, but he can't complete the pass. But he did just take the 6 pretty much out of that battle for the time being. He'll have to chase him back down. Caution on the speedway, wreck in the back. I believe the 42 is involved. And Clutch will come back as the race leader. Miz second, Corey third. And Addy in the 47 will be the beneficiary for this caution. Booth had no view of it. Pit road is open. The 47 will be taking his wave around. I'm sorry, it's free pass. I am shocked though that the 19 is not taking a wave around this early. So?
So?
I can try, but I'll probably have to go to your stream.
Now I wonder how much time these guys are doing.
So down and away the drivers go. The 37 of Clutch is gonna come out as the race leader over, I believe, the 6 of Corey, over the 24 of Miz. So it looks like from the view the 20 came up. Must have tried to avoid contact with the white car that was in front of him. Got loose and hit the 42 car. So this caution is on the 20 and the 42. And with the 20 as cause.
It looks like some cars are going back into pits.
I'm just telling it as it is. I went through the play-by-play.
So you needed nothing from pit road. There's. I wonder if anybody's like literally went into pit road.
It's hard. It's hard to tell, but it really does look like the 20 car was the only car doing movement, and the 42 held his line.
My thing is that Emerson. I think of this way, right? I wonder how many cars have decided they pit under caution, okay? Like
right.
they did under when
right.
the caution
but
pits were open.
We're green flag as the 14 is going to lead us to green. So Grizzly is your race leader. No, it was one to go, but everybody came to top off. Oh. Once one to go is called, everybody's at the mercy at themselves to try to catch up.
Oh, okay. Dan's back into pits now.
And now the 41 of
Dan
Devin
just blew a motor.
No, he's been parked for 2 cautions. But now the 37 of Clutch goes around the 41 of Devin. Clutch in the second. Here comes Freak looking for third. And Freak will go around the outside and clear the 41 of Devin. He knows the rules.
And here comes Clutch. Coming up to the 14 of Grizzly.
I don't agree with the first one, but that second caution was the 20 card. So it's tough in the world of sim racing, but well, if you can call it a sim, esports. But Grizzly and Clutch are going toe to toe now for the race lead. Clutch up high, Grizzly down low. Grizzly trying to hold on to it. And Clutch now pressuring the 14, trying to get him to make a mistake. The 14 gets loose off of turn 4. Here comes the 37 looking up high.
If that 30... Oh.
So Clutch continues to look down low on the 14 of Grizzly. But how about this? We haven't seen the 14 of Grizzly. The 14 of Grizzly hasn't really gotten clean air tonight. And now that he has, he's able to get the lead. And with this track being a one-lane racetrack, and really the only way to pass other than being on the outside lane is to physically move somebody or slide job, Grizzly's able to hold the race lead. And it begs the point, if you have half-decent tires on a late race restart, you take the race lead, and you're able to hold that outside lane, you have a golden opportunity to win this race.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard to pass. Clutch did take away that outside lane from the 14, and that's all it takes. Once you take the premier line at this racetrack, you go right on by your competition. That's Grizzly, who just got overtaken by the 37 of Clutch. Here comes the 42. I thought he was coming to pit road. He must have just had a mistake.
Now, there's... what? 30...
23 laps left in stage number 2. Addy and Prattman are about to go toe-to-toe for second.
Now, there's 32 laps left.
23.
23. Coming to 22 at the line. Do
yep.
you think we're going to see green flag pit stops again, or no?
It'd be tough. It would be tough. to try to make it from when they've pitted to the end of the stint, it would be hella tough. So Clutch continues to open the gap on the 14 of Grizzly, and we have another case of a JTG Doherty racing car try to gap a Stewart Haas race car. This is Addy trying to fend off Prattman for third, but Addy, for some reason, takes the inside lane. Now he must be starting to save, as he gets passed by Prattman.
What do you think? Alright, so if you was in this race and you had your setup, what would you be expecting from everybody in the race?
If I watched at a lap of last night's races, I would be saving from the drop of the green flag.
You would be saving from the drop of the first green flag of the start of the race?
From the pace lap. I would be saving fuel.
Now, why would you save fuel?
Because it's obvious that fuel is king, and if you're able to maximize your fuel mileage, you're able to overtake others who have to come in for pit stops that are a little bit more inefficient with their fuel, and you're able to leapfrog them in the running order. And as we've seen already, the top lane is king, so if you can get the lead on a restart, clear everybody into turn 1. Once you get to turn 3, if you're able to take that outside lane, you pretty much are holding on to the race lead. So I'm doing everything I can to try to leapfrog everybody by pit strategy to get to the front. If I can get clean air, I'm golden. But if I'm not in the front, I am saving. No ifs, ands, or buts.
That's a good idea, but I'm kind of different. Like, everybody has their different racing styles.
I guess, but if you don't want to win, I don't see what you're doing. Either you're leading the race or you're saving fuel.
Well, my thing is if you have a loose enough race car, if you can get your car loose but not too loose to where it's gonna want to spin every time you take them turns, then you can hire your tape, get more speed into your car, and ride that bottom line the entire way around.
There's
have
no
your
way.
speed, and still be able to keep the lead.
Don't you think drivers would have done that if it's possible? These guys are the most competitive guys I know. They would have done that if it's possible. It's just not possible. Not to be competitive, at least. You could probably do it and not be competitive. But if you were faster to loosen the car up and tape the girl solid, or well, not solid because it's a race, but tape it up, they would do it.
Right.
I know these guys practice day in, day out, looking for any advantage they can get on their competition, especially if they're not like one of the big drivers in amounts of wins like Corey or Dan. They're always looking for a competitive edge, and if you're not, then you're not trying. But I'm sure somebody would have tried that by now and would have realized, hey, this isn't fast enough. And at the same time, if you're able to do that, and you actually do have some decent speed, and you're able to keep the race lead for some unphysical reason, because that goes against the laws of NASCAR Heat Force physics. If you're able to do that, you're on throttle the entire time. You're wasting more fuel, because you're trying to keep the race lead on the inside lane of the racetrack, so you don't get the momentum off the top lane of the corner, and you're wasting more fuel. Now, if you're not going full throttle on the inside lane, then you're obviously you're saving fuel. And see, this gap that the 37 car has, he has a huge gap over the 14. He can run anywhere he wants on the racetrack. He has no pressure, and he can save fuel.
Right. Like he's riding that middle bottom line.
Yeah, he's probably lifting about 3/4 of the way down the backstretch, and kind of coasting it into the corner, keeping about 25%, 50% throttle up until he gets to about the exit of the corner. When you're saving fuel, it's no longer about hitting your apexes. It's about just not getting on the throttle. He's pretty much...
So you're saying this track is basically throttle control?
It is. It, if it's anything like last night's races, and then again, if it's a different league with different tire wear and fuel, then it's not even a fuel mileage race, and then it's all about running that top lane for speed. But the way this league is set up and the rules there is, you have to race for fuel mileage, at this track at least.
Right. So what are you expecting going into the final stage?
The final stage, it depends how many laps it is, but I'm expecting it to be a 2-stop stage, maybe 3. But I'm really feeling strong about 2. Hopefully there's no cautions, but if there's cautions, you can throw a wrench in it. Personally, right, as a former race winner here, on these heat games at this track, I hate it if a caution comes out late. Well, I guess you would if you're any leader, but right, especially because of fuel mileage, you have it figured out. You feel like if you have enough fuel saved, you have it figured out. You feel like you've outsmarted the field, and if you're leading, which I think I had like an 11-second lead at one point, and a caution was called with like 6 to go, it was terrible. I still won the race on the late race restart, but I really wish I didn't have to go through it.
Right.
It was a truck race on Heat 2 was I think the last time I won a league race at this track. And now tire wear wasn't the same, so tire wear wasn't a factor, but still fuel mileage was. But these guys, they have the bigger challenge of it, unless their setup is like there's like 0 camber in that like right front. Like you have to run a decent amount of camber on the right front to be fast here, but you're also destroying your right front tire when you do that. So it's a fine line if you can find a decent amount of camber that's not destroying your right front, but you can still be fast with the right amount of steering input. But these guys not only have the problem of trying to conserve fuel, but it's tire conservation as well. Right. We saw last night, I think at the end of stage 1, that the 62 blew a tire. That was wild.
So, do you think we'll see any more tire blowns or anybody running out of gas?
I mean, it depends how many cautions we get in stage 3.
Right. So you're saying if we go caution free?
Whoa! A problem for the 62. Yes, they catch the car in the back straightaway. Pretty loose. Must be tire wear getting to him. Looks like he'll be okay.
So, would you say that the 37's comfortable right where he's at? He doesn't have nothing to worry about?
If he has his number, if you have your number on fuel, not really. But yeah, you're still worried about how your tire's doing. You're still worried about running the right line. You're worried. Luckily, it's a video game and you have access to this information. But if you're an actual driver, you're wondering what the gap is to the car behind, almost all times.
Right. Right. So, I mean, yeah, you do have it with you at all times.
And you can see this 41 up on the outside lane. He's gaining a lot of time now. So now Clutch has this decision to make is, does he start to pick up the pace to try to keep the race lead and sacrifice possible tire degradation and fuel efficiency to try to keep the race lead? Or does he try to make it and hope that the 41 runs out? That's if the 41 catches him.
Now, if you was the 37, what would you be waiting? What would you be wishing for?
Well, obviously number 1, stay green, and number 2, I'm just running my own race. I'm trying to keep the fuel pumping.
Would you be looking out your rearview mirror at all?
I'd look down the backstretch once or twice.
Okay.
We're coming around to 4 laps to go, I believe. 3 to go. We're coming around to 3 laps to go. We have been logging laps, staying under green, and it looks we got 1 lap. We got 1 lap to go. 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 1 l if you're trying to pit before the end of this stage, and it looks like a lot of these guys are making their beds to try to make it. And unless Clutch makes a mistake, he has a large margin over the 41. So if you can keep the car under power, keep the tire from blowing, and kind of maintain a decent rate of speed as he comes off of turn 4, coming to the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. Pit road is closed in the stage. So your bet is made. You've got to make it. Yeah. How about this? The battle for third going on. This is Miz, Corey, and Pratt, man. Going on for the third position. Corey goes to third. They're still racing up high, but they're racing each other. We'll see if they're able to make it to the end of the stage. Coming around to 1 lap to go here in stage number 2.
See,
Oh, the 42's out of fuel.
This.
24 is very slow on the bottom of 3. Don't know if you know the 41 is out. I think the 37 was sputtering, but the 37 will win the stage. Corey second, Prattman third, Miz fourth, and I believe Devin fifth. And the 19 will be the beneficiary under this caution. Wow, Devin ran out of gas right at the line. He's still somehow able to get stage points. That was...
See, I've noticed this. I don't know if anybody else has, but I've noticed this. The 37 didn't pit at all. Other than that caution.
From the green flag, yeah. That's a lot of saving. But you got to think. Imagine if you're worried about that 41 trying to catch you, and he passes you. You think it's game over, but the 41 just ran out of gas. It's a wild mind game at this point. You're no longer racing physically. The field is spread out, which is what I predicted yesterday. I predicted a lot of green flag racing, a lot more spread out because of the different setups. It's a mind game now once you're not racing people physically. But anyway, that was stage 2. Make sure you go to Veedverks.com and use promo code VCOS for discounts on CBD-based products and needs. We're going to line these guys up double wide and try this again. How about the 37 of Clutch, the 6 of Corey, the same order they started last stage in. Green flag in the air. We're racing in stage 3. We have a 52 lapper on our hands. This sounds like a one-stopper. Yeah, and they'll make a one-stop stage here. They'll probably split it in half, and they'll be on their way. So fuel mileage looks to be kind of out the window, unless an untimely caution falls. It really could. How about Prattman searching to try to get to the back bumper of the 37? Well, the 13 has a problem trying to keep the car under control on the bottom of the racetrack. So Clutch holds on to the lead. Prattman second. Corey literally pushing that 4 car in third. How about this gaggle of cars back for 5th? Freak is heading this pack with Miz down low, Devin up high, Spooby there behind them. Now Grizzly falls back to join in on the action. It's a 6-car battle for the 4th position, maybe 8-car battle for the 4th position. The 14 painting the apron. He'll have to catch the car. He'll slow up to 24, who has the 41 and 13 in tow. The 42 of Freak goes by.
Oh my god, it was 4 wide. 3 wide right now.
They're back to double wide. We're all good. And now Devin looking to take it 3 wide on the 62. No, he thinks about it. Stays in line. And now, oh, he's into the wall. But this is what's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna run their own race now if they're not really trying to battle one another. And unless people start making mistakes, we're gonna start to get a little bit more spread out here, and then tire wear starts to become the issue. You don't want to push too hard on your set of tires, as we've seen all week already. Right fronts and right rears take a lot of tire wear over the course of a stint. How about Spooby up into the 4th position, trying to fend off Addy, Freak, and Miz. Wow. Corey pressuring the 37, but he can't get down very just yet. Addy's going to take it low on Spoob. Driving it deep down into turn 3. Can he get the slide job off? He cannot. Spooby will hold up on the outside lane. He'll bring Freak and Miz with him.
And Addy steps back behind this.
Yep. Addy will fall back to the 7th position. How about this? How about Freak running in 5th, pressuring the guy in 4th? Oh, and he's into the wall. Oh, no, that 42 is a lap down, and he's now impacting the battle for 4th. Which is now the battle for 5th between Addy and Miz. Back up front.
Sorry, I'm trying to think, like, I'm sorry I'm not.
It's fine. Look at Corey. He's running just a lane lower than the 37, and he's pressuring him. He's trying to get down to that quarter panel, all over the back bumper of the 37.
See, my thing is I'm looking at this as many different strategies. There's many.
Oh, Corey trying to get the run. The 37 maybe kissed the outside wall just a little bit.
There's many ways you can go at this track.
There is.
But it seems like every time I think that they're gonna do something, I'm wrong.
It is a great guessing game in the world of racing. That's always kind of the case. So the 37 hits the outside wall, kind of checks up the line.
And Addy got around the 19 for 4th.
He did get around him. And now he set sails.
Here comes this 42.
42's a lap down.
Oh. My fault. Here comes the 13 then. No, he's gonna jump right behind the 24.
Oh, the 42 takes it 3 wide. He's trying to hold on to it. Around goes the 41 and the 14. 62 behind the 42. Again, these top 3, they're running very similar setups, or at least they're running very similar speed. Look at them. They're just able to hold that outside lane just perfectly and not really be bothered by one another's speed. Maybe Corey will give Clutch the chrome horn in a few laps. He is kind of eager to get by the 37.
I forgot what that is. Full affection bump in there. Give him a little bump on the back. Just take off with the speed that he gets. Little old-fashioned bump and run.
But now it's harder to do because you're already running up towards the wall.
Exactly.
Now Corey looking for the slide job, but he's not even close. The 37 will clear him big time on exit. Oh, but he puts it into the wall.
Now, since this is the last stage, okay? Last stage, What are you predicting? Okay, now. From now until the last lap, what is your prediction right now? The way you think it'll go?
Whoever of these top 3 pits first is probably going to win this race. But at the same time, they have to pit, in the pit window.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know the 37 can save a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
A good amount of fuel.
Yeah, but so can Corey. Corey beat the 37 to the line in stage 1. Remember that. That's 6 won stage 1. The 37 won stage 2.
So is it the time for the 4 to win stage 3?
Well, he's hanging there. It all depends how pit stops go and whoever's able to hold that outside lane best. Caution on the speedway.
Now that is a game changer. Now what's going
The
to
42 spinning in the grass. And look at the race to turn 3. Corey, he's clear, but he doesn't come up in time. Look at Clutch around the outside. And Corey gives up second to Prattman to hopefully get to line up on that inside lane on the restart. For Corey, it was first or third. He was not going to finish second, or he's not going to cross the line in second.
Now, since
there will be no beneficiary under this caution, as the beneficiary would have been beneficiary was involved in the making of the accident. The 6242 are the first 2 cars involved. Pit road is closed.
now, okay, so now going back to what I said. Now that there's a caution out, now what's going through your mind? What is your prediction now since this caution is out?
Well, first, we hope it's not like last night where we have a 7-lap caution. So we're gonna try to get this caution up under caution done quickly.
But they're all probably gonna pit. So what would?
But at the same time, hear me out. It depends what lap or how many laps there are gonna be to go, and people can pit on 1 to go. We're gonna have to wait till at least 1 to go to figure out what's gonna happen on this restart and figure out how many laps we have left. So we've had 5 retirements from tonight's race. Here you go. Pit road is open to the leaders. Well, all cars. Here comes the lap down cars as well. For the time being, this race is going by quick, but
Exactly, but
we still have a lot of racing to go.
The only reason why it's going by so quick is because these guys take their time. See, my thing is I like now my thing is,
and the race off of pit road, it's gonna be the 37 over the 4, and the 6 comes out third.
with the 47 and the 24.
And the 13, the 19, the 41, the 10, the 14, the 62, and the 42. That is everybody. Nope. Everybody on pit road is retired. So we'll be going green this time. How many laps to go do we have?
My question is why would you say Corey would want the inside line?
Well, because you want the inside line on the restart. If you go up high, you're going to fall all the way towards the back of the pack through turns 1 and 2. Once you get to 3 and 4, that's a different story. But on the restart, You want the inside lane.
We need a couple more fours to blow motions.
But here we go. How about Prattman and Clutch? Green flag in the air. We're racing. 33 to go. We've got a fuel mileage race on our hands, boys. Clutch and Addy clear up front. Prattman, Bud, Corey, your top three. Oh, did we lose one of the streams? Oh. That's okay. I'm still streaming. Right, you can commentate. Oh, well, you'll be behind. Anyway, Clutch now trying to open the gap on Addy just a little bit. But Addy's going to close right back up with the use of draft. Will be coming around to 31 to go.
Now that's going to be difficult. So with 31 to go, I wonder if who's going to pit to be the first one to pit.
They might try to go to the end. The 13, yeah, how about that? Look at him in the second position. And some nice TV time for that gecko on the hood. But he better find that gas pedal on that race car because he's continuing to lose time to that 37 car. Somebody radio to him. Gas is on the right.
Well, I mean...
Look at Corey go to the outside. He's going to pass him like he's standing still up there.
Well, you got to think about it too, Emerson. In some places, just like in England...
The gas is still on... The gas is still on the right side, though.
Side of the road.
The gas pedal's still in the same place.
It may be in the same place.
That has nothing to do with what I said, though. But anyway, Grizzly goes to third.
I'm confused. I thought you were talking about the driving.
Oh.
Sorry. My mind was on the driving.
Oh, and the 13 into the wall. The 47 has to take evasive action.
Wow.
And they're affiliated cars right there going toe to toe. The 13 back into the wall.
And that 6 is want to try to get close to that 37 as possible.
Yeah, the 6 is probably in the spot he wants to be in, other than first. He has a lot of control from second place. But obviously not the top spot. So he can pressure the 37 into saving, or he can get out there and pressure him into making a mistake. He can force the 37 to mirror drive. Or you can just get out there and forcibly move him out of the way.
That's true, too.
But in that case, he has a lot of power. With draft on his side, Corey's looking pretty good in second. The Clutch continues to lead. We got Grizzly sat third. How about Addy and Prattman rounding out your top five? You see Corey again running about a quarter to half of a lane lower than the 47 car through the center of the corner. It's going to help. Sorry, yeah, the 37. Look at Corey continue to close the gap and gap that 14 car. He's right there. He can make out the outline on that Planters logo. Trying to get some peanuts as a little snack here as we wind down here at the end of the race. They fight for that outside lane. Look at how important that outside lane is. And here comes the 14 to pit road.
Now, my thing is with him going down pit road. This is what I think is going to is I'm going to skip an early pit stop and try to short pit this. Okay?
Yep.
And
he wasn't too far from the front.
Short. Yeah, and that's why. Now, this is what I think is going through his mind with him pitting right now. Is one, I'm going to short pit. I'm going to try to get as far out as I can with the short pit because I'm going to put fresher tires and I'm going to have more gas and I will be able to save.
Well, at that point, no, you don't have to save anything at this point of the race. If you're pitting now, you don't save.
Well, basically, what he's going to do is he's going to try to get his fresher tires and enough gas to make it to the front of the to the end of the race.
Yeah, he's trying to undercut the guys, and now you see the 37 coming to pit road. He's not going to let the undercut happen to him.
Nope.
Putting pretty much the stake in the ground for that 14 car. But yeah, what he was thinking was, look, I'm losing time to the race leader. I'm not as fast as those guys. So how am I going to pass them? Is I have to short pit. It's the last opportunity he had unless a caution came out, but it looks unlikely at this point.
No, it doesn't look likely at all.
So Corey continues to lead.
I mean, it could happen.
He's making his bet, and Smooby's very slow coming off of turn 4. I believe he maybe tried to pit and missed pit road.
Or he's David Fuel.
No, sir. Not that slow. I guess he is just trying to save fuel, but he's going to go a lap down here to Corey. I mean, at some point, like, he can fall so far behind Corey that Corey could pit, and Corey can still come out in front of him, so he can't really lose too much more time.
No, but I wonder how much fuel that 6 has.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if he runs it empty and coasts to pit road, he could probably come out in front of that 19 the rate he's going.
You mean that 37?
No, well, I'll talk about the 19 car and the 6 car. Now here comes Corey to pit road. That gives the lead up to V47 of Addy. Addy and Prattman are going toe to toe.
And that 37 just got his lap back.
What are you talking about? He's still a lap down. The 47 in the pit, heading to pit road. Prattman takes over the race lead. Yeah, the 37 still a lot though.
I am.
And here comes the 4.
Which makes Booby
Now 19, the 19 won lap himself. Now the 37 went by to unlap himself. Now he's racing the 47 on pit exit. Past the 47. I believe this puts the 37 into second place. The 41 of Devon's the race leader. He has yet to pit. But he's going so far off the pace, he has to be saving.
And that puts Booby in third place as well, with APRAC going into pits.
Oh yeah, who's second? The 24 Miz is second, who you can see way back there by the start finish. See him coming off the turn 2 now as Devon heads into turn 3. It's all about fuel mileage this weekend. Remember last night? Might remember the name Devon. Well, he's your leader
Devon
right
won.
now. Exactly. He might
Devon
just...
won a race last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he won the
Bandits.
Xfinity.
Yeah, he won the Bandits race. Maybe trying to duplicate a similar performance. Devon lets the 62 and 42 unlock themselves.
Now, with Devon still being the leader, what do you think's going through his mind right now?
Just hit that number.
Do you
Gotta
think he
save
has a
that.
shot of making it all the way?
Yeah, anybody has a shot.
Without pitting?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do it correctly.
Yeah, you just gotta save enough.
You just gotta save
I
like
mean,
your
if you
life
think
depends.
about it, you can make 120 laps on a tank of fuel. You'd be going like 30 miles per hour, but you can do it.
Right.
Yeah. You might look like an idiot out there for a little bit. I mean, I'm sure your tires would be pretty bad towards the end of that.
Well, if you're going 30 miles per hour, no, they'd just be cold. They wouldn't get worn out at 30 miles per hour. When's the last time you've had to change tires in the span of 2 hours driving your street car?
Yeah, but when you have the tire going down, that starts ripping at the, what do you call it? When the rubber starts going down, it starts to eat at other tires too, going over it.
Yeah, one, this game isn't that realistic. Two, if you're going 30 miles per hour, you're not wearing the tire. Continuing to log laps here at Kansas Speedway and a Wholemade Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series race. The 41 of Devin, your race leader. The 24 of Miz, sat second. Let's see if we can find the 19 of Spooby, who's quickly being caught by, I believe that's the 4 of Pratt, man. Who is the first driver who has pitted. And 4 Prattman probably going for the third position in a few moments.
He won the truck race, I think, correct? Yeah, it was the truck races
Yes,
that he
sir.
won.
That was also fuel mileage. Well, I guess more tire management, but still. How many to go?
Damn.
Just the laps clicking on by. Coming around to 3 laps to go. For the 41 of Devin. No pressure. You can tell he's opened up the throttle a little bit more. And that's a 47 blown engine. With 2 laps to go here at Kansas.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna scare him.
And the 41 of Devin on the final lap.
Thought it was no, I was taking a picture today.
Half a lap to go for this 41 car. Can he keep it under power? Through turns 3 and 4, he's got such a large gap, he can coast from here. Coming off of turn 4, the 41 of Devin is going to get 2 of the 3 races this week here at the Kansas Speedway. Miz will come home second. Prattman gets third. Corey fourth. Clutch fifth. The 19 of Spooby will come home sixth. I believe that'd be Bud 7th. Grizzly 8th. Freak 9th and Randall 10th. So we need Devin, Miz, and Pratt. How about Clutch with the fastest lap?
Congratulations to Clutch on the fastest lap. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, he did definitely have the fastest car, but when it comes to fuel mileage, usually it's the slowest car that wins. Look at Devin with the 10th fastest lap, but he's your race winner. And that's after a couple guys left.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on Miz and Prattman to join us. Oh, is Devin not in here either? Oh. Devin, Pratt, we're waiting on Miz. All right.
I don't know if Miz is coming.
That's fine. Devin and Pratt, y'all know what to do. Make sure your audio shared.
Yeah, I'm missing Icky on
Oh,
mic.
he's here. He's here.
Up there he is on the mic. Okay.
All right. And Miz knows what to do also. Miz, make sure your audio shared.
Yep.
All right. Pratt, let me know when you're good.
Ready whenever.
All right. And we are joined by our third place finisher, driver of the number 4. Pratt, man, how does it feel to get another podium this week? I know you had the win in the truck race. How does the third feel here in the Outlaws race?
Oh, it feels pretty good, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed. I felt we had a good enough car to get up there and battle for the win, but we'll take a third. NBA.
If it's any consolation prize, you were the first driver of the cars that pitted, but it's just those guys that could stretch it on field that had you beat.
Yeah, we decided not to take any tires there on that last stop, so yeah, it worked out. I was worried about blowing out a right front, but she held together.
Ripper, Sticky, y'all got any questions?
How close was your tire to blowing at the end?
Oh, I still had, I think I still had like 7 or 8% on my right front. My left front was far behind, but we were okay. Once I saw that I was catching Spooby, and I knew he was on a fuel-saving strategy, so I started driving a little harder, and I figured Corey might have taken tires on his stop because I beat him out, and then I think Clutch and Addy probably took no tires as well. I'm not sure, but that's what it seemed like. So, it worked out well for us. Just happy I held on.
Yeah, it was a wild race. What was going through your mind on that final caution? In terms of strategy, were you gonna pit the whole time, or did you initially plan to save and then kind of you got to racing and you had to pit, or?
Once I realized that caution came out and it was actually going to become a field mileage race again, or it had the real good potential, I was on the fence about what I was going to do, but because I had the track position up there, I was just going to do what the leaders did, and if caution fell, then we'd all be in the same situation, but we went green, and the way it played out, I saw Clutch jumped pit road first, and then I followed suit after the other two in front.
Y'all got any more questions?
No.
All right. Well, it was it was tough to get that third place finish, but you had to beat the sputtering Spoob to the start finish line. Say that went 10 times fast, but congratulations on the third place finish, and good luck to you next week wherever we are in the world.
Where are we? Yeah,
Kentucky.
thank you, though.
Kentucky. All right.
So, yeah, good to be back.
Good
Thank
luck
you for
to
the broadcast, you guys.
Yeah, no problem. It's a blast. All right. We're joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 24, Miz. How'd you save enough fuel to finish under power?
Wasn't easy. That was 34 laps. It was stretching that I was sputtering coming to the start finish line. So hats off to Devin on that one. That was good job.
Yeah, you were kind of far back, I guess, on the restart. Anything different you could have done, maybe to catch the 41, or you were kind of in your boat? It was second or worse for you?
Ford just got extra lap longer than I could on fuel, I guess. We'll have to go back and try to figure something out.
You shouldn't have left.
That final restart, was your strategy to try to save the entire stint, or did you want to pit like the other guys, or what was going through your mind coming through that final restart with 34 to go?
I was actually gonna run as hard as I could and then got caught up in a little bit of traffic and lost some spots, and that's what actually changed my mind. If I would have been able to stay up running with the pack, I would have probably pitted with them. But when I fell back, I was like, might as well try.
You two got any questions for him?
Not that I could think of. No.
All right. Well, how does it feel to kind of eke out a second place finish here? You didn't really have the fastest of the cars, but yeah. How does the second place feel after a tough race like this?
Well, I'm happy with the second, disappointed it ain't first. I mean, it's good for points, but I mean, I ain't really too worried about points right now. I'm pretty good in the chase. I just chasing that W.
Right. Try to improve your position heading into the playoffs in 5 weeks' time, by the way.
I'm more worried about next year's All-Star race. I don't want to have to race my way in because these boys are bad fast. I just want.
Yeah, this is some steep competition, but a second place for you in this steep competition. Congratulations, and good luck to you next week at Kentucky.
Appreciate it, and thanks for doing what you do up in the booth, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
It's a blast. All right, and we are joined by our race winner, driver of the number 41, Devin. How about 2 for 3 on the weekend? Did you ever expect that heading into last night?
No, not at all. Especially tonight. Didn't expect it at all.
All right, well, let's get started. I already asked the other two. What's your thoughts going up to that final restart? 34 laps to go. Was it to pit? Was it to stay out?
The plan was to pit. Take 2 tires and probably a half can of fuel. Ended up saving, because I guess that's the best thing I can do.
I bet you don't regret that decision one bit.
No, I don't.
So, I think I mentioned it. You really didn't have the fastest car. I think it came out that you were like the 11th or 12th fastest in terms of lap time.
Yeah, no.
So, how was the race for you? How was the car for you? What could you have done better maybe for the car? Maybe get a little bit more competitive towards the front. You were up there a little bit, but you weren't poking your head around up there too much.
It was still a little snug center. I didn't want to over adjust on it, especially that last period. Especially because I knew saving my right rear gets a little extra worn. So that would be a factor of getting a little too loose, but luckily it all worked out.
Yeah. You two have any questions for him?
I cannot think of any.
Well, I got a couple questions.
All right.
So, this is third place, right, or first?
This is our race winner.
Race winner. That's Clutch.
Oh, that is Devin.
That is Devin. Oh, Devin. All right, so Devin, I got a question for you. Okay, this is kind of a main question for you. From you winning last night's Bandits race in the Xfinities to winning the Cup race tonight, what did you do different in the Bandit race or in the Cup race than you did in the Bandits?
Be slower, I guess. Overall, maybe. I don't know. I can tell you what I did save fuel. That's about it. That's about it, to be honest.
All right. Have you won a cup race yet this season?
I have not.
Oh. So how does this feel heading up to the playoffs with 5 weeks to go?
Phenomenal.
Sitting pretty.
I was thinking I'd get in on points in all 3, but now these 2 wins definitely helped me out. Now I'm just looking for the truck win.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a fun one to get in these coming weeks. How do you feel your chances are heading into the playoffs?
I think it'll be good. I don't think I'll make it to the Final 4, but I'd say at least hopefully top 5.
All right, well, it'll be fun to watch you, but before we get there, we got 5 more races, so good luck to you on those 5 races, especially next week at Kentucky.
Thank you. Broadcast is great as always.
Thank you. All right, well, Ripper, Sticky, it was a blast tonight. A little bit unusual of a race that we're used to the high-octane passing left, right, and center for the race lead and for 12th, but today was a little bit more tame. It was a lot more spread out, which I expected with the setups and running the outside lane. Everybody, you have to either be perfect or you're going to hit the wall, kind of, or you're not going to be fast, kind of thing. So the field spread out, but fuel mileage still became the biggest factor tonight. What are y'all's takeaways from it?
It was really going to be interesting when it came to the end and who was going to be able to save the most and make it.
Right, it was very interesting. Not really the finish we were expecting. I did expect it to come down to fuel mileage, but didn't expect it artificially to with the caution coming out with 30-ish laps to go and 34 to go. We went green. 34 laps is a long time on a tank, on these tanks of fuel, and especially those tires. But these drivers, again, just so talented, so smooth behind a wheel of these 3,500-pound stock cars. It's amazing how these guys are able to conserve tires and save fuel. But yeah, we go from 1.5 miles to another 1.5 miles. We go from Kansas to Kentucky. Then we're not going to Louisiana and Maine, by the way. But Kansas to Kentucky. Kentucky's a lot more wider, a lot more flatter of 1.5 miles, but still 1.5 miles. Fuel mileage easily could come into effect, considering that the races are the exact same length. What do you think we're going to see next week, Ripper? Sticky?
I think it can come to. It's definitely gonna probably come down to fuel mileage again, and I'm gonna guess somebody's gonna run out. A couple people are gonna run out of gas at the end.
Yeah, Kentucky's a little bit slower of a track, but it's still 1.5 miles. Concept supply. It'll be interesting. It's a very wide racetrack. You can get racy under the right circumstances. We'll see what happens. And again, these bad boys, they're starting to get fired up as we are on our run to the playoffs. Drivers desperately trying to find their way into the postseason to compete for a championship here in the Veedverks series of leagues. It'll be interesting to see what happens there on the run to the playoffs. But until then, again, make sure you guys are taking this seriously. You'll stay inside. You'll stay safe. Keep your hands to yourself. And if you're sick, don't leave your home, please. Until then, listen to government and health officials. Y'all stay safe. And hopefully we see y'all next Tuesday here at Kentucky.